flag is waving high above the fray. The fight begins right here today. Raise the flag, we won't back down. With hearts of fire, we'll take this town. United voices, loud and clear. The Punisher's call, you've gotta hear. Marching through the chaos with unyielding pride. Gunners by my shoulder with a rising tide. The world can try to break us, but we'll never fall. Parents standing tall, we've answered the call. Raise the flag, we won't back down. With hearts of fire, we'll take this town. United voices, loud and clear. The Punisher's call, you've gotta hear. Fight for what's right, never lose our ground. Every heartbeat pounding with a roaring sound. Through the fire, through the rain, we're standing strong. Together we'll rewrite the wrong. Raise the flag, we won't back down. With hearts of fire, we'll take this town. United voices, loud and clear. The Punisher's call, you've gotta hear.
The world shattered. It wasn't a gunshot or an explosion, it was the silence after the knock. A knock on the door. Men in suits, they took them. My wife, my children, gone. They called it, said they were helping. Lies, all lies. The government ripped my family from my arms, they were gone, swallowed by a system that claims care. Emptiness consumed me. Rage followed. The system I trusted betrayed me. They took everything. Now I have nothing left to lose. This is my story, shared with you through this podcast. From the ashes of despair, a new mission ignited. I would become the guardian they never had, the protector of families facing this insidious threat, the CPS Punisher. Like the demon that took my family, I embraced a skull, a symbol of warning, a beacon to those who would prey on the innocent. They will know fear. This is personal. It's a fight for every parent, every child facing this nightmare. We will expose the truth. We will fight back. Knowledge is our weapon. They thrive on ignorance, on fear. We will arm ourselves with information. Learn the signs, understand your rights. Never let them take your children. Avoid any interaction with CPS. Don't speak without a lawyer. Document everything. Their power lies in silence and fear. We will break that silence. This information can be the difference between keeping your family safe and losing them forever. Spread the word. Share this knowledge. Protect yourselves. This is a call to arms. We need your voice, your strength, your courage. Join the movement. Share your stories. Expose the truth about CPS. Together we will be a force they cannot ignore. We will fight for reform. We will demand accountability. We will protect our children. This isn't just about me, it's about us. It's about the future of our families. Join the fight. Our children are counting on us.
All right, everybody. What's going on? I am not Gunner. I am the CPS Punisher. It is Friday evening. It is late night here at CPS Talk. Um, I'm hoping that I sound all right. I was having a microphone issue, um, and I'm not going to deal with that tonight. So this is what we got. So I'm hoping that I sound okay. Um, I want to just get to some CPS talk here and not worry about what microphones are doing. So that being said, let's get it on, right? As you guys know, we are having tomorrow night. We're having the Donald Trump happy birthday, Mr. President. This microphone that's not working, so let's get that right the hell out of the way. We're having the happy birthday, Mr. Trump, Mr. President, where we will all sign in. If you guys have things to say, we'll get you on here live. We can all talk and send Mr. President. How you doing, Mr. President? But CPS sucks ass, and we're gonna need you to do something about it. So don't forget that tomorrow night is that's coming. It's gonna be good. The last one we did, I think it was Valentine's Day. That was a really good one. We had a good turnout. But let's do this more. We give everybody about 1.5 to 2 minutes of your planned what you want to say to the president about CPS. And what's going on with you, and or whatever you want to say to the guy. You got 2 minutes to do it, and hopefully he hears it and he does something about it. But here's the ad that I did for it, guys. Share this. I'll put it up.
Tomorrow, June 13th, we're going live with a message that can't wait. Join us for Dear Mr. President on CPS Breaking News at 8 p.m. sharp. This is our moment to speak directly to President Trump about what really matters. And that is our children being taken illegally and unconstitutionally by a government office with too much power and certainly not making America great. Welcome back to the Republic, Mr. President. We need you to hear us loud and clear about Child Protective Services. Our children are being taken at the rate of 1 child per minute from their families, and this has to stop. We need to abolish Child Protective Services. We're calling it what it is, the kidnapping of innocent kids who belong with their parents. Listen to us, Mr. President. We need our children protected, not separated from the families who love them. And happy birthday, Mr. President. Our gift to you, the voice of we the people, united and demanding action. Don't miss this live broadcast tomorrow at 8 p.m. on CPS Breaking News. Your voice matters. Join us and tell the President how you feel about his time in office and how you feel about CPS. We, the people, are ready to be heard. Give us back our children. This is unconstitutional, unethical, and nothing to the lights of Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, so there it is, right there, folks. That's the ad that I did today for it, for real quick, for the Bring Back Brenda show. Thank you guys for the comments on the shirt. That was feeling festive. So I put some leaves on. Actually, it was the closest thing to me. You would want to see what I was wearing before it. So that'll be exciting tomorrow. Please, guys, don't forget 8 o'clock. Be here, and we'll figure out how we're going to do everything. But, if you guys have access, if you guys are not busy and you have things that you wanted to help us out, you know what? Go ahead and write the White House an email tomorrow and let them know that we're doing this tomorrow night. We're going to be on YouTube. Our channel is at www.youtube.com. / abolish CPS. So if you guys could put that up there, if any of you guys have time tomorrow to write an email to the president, let him know what our intentions are, let him know that we're doing this again. After we had the last time, it was a pretty good, well, here, let me see if I can pull up last time, we did this. I think we just called it, Dear Mr. President or something like that. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me just pull it up on the channel. We can get a little snippet of how we did things last time. It was fun. It was a fun day. Fun evening. It was stressful getting up to the point of it. This time, kind of going a little bit more laxed than we normally would be. Well, I guess normally this is the second time we're doing it. So, let's see here. Dear Mr. President. Where are you, Mr. President? There we are. Dear Mr. President. Yes, sir. There it is. So this was our Dear Mr. President show last time. Let's see how we rolled this down, because I honestly don't recall We've had so much going on, and we've done so much since then that it's like, wow, man, we've done a lot. Yeah, join the chat, man. Oh yeah, I did a song for that one too. Sure.
and clear.
Yeah.
Gonna fight with all his might. When sheds a single tear. Hear our cries,
Yeah.
President Trump.
Yeah, here we go.
Stand
Boom, 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 boom.
beside us.
Let's see here. How do we do this? But there's a lot of more work to be done, and that is in the things that are affecting the American family every day. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, red, brown, fat, skinny, lesbian, gay, straight, transgender. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Well, it does matter a little bit if you're rich or poor. But the bottom line is this: if you're a family, you're a parent, CPS is coming for you, Mr. President. And, yes, there's 85,000 children that are missing on the border from the immigrants. But what about the 500,000 that are missing from right here in the United States, taken by our own government? And that's what we're here to talk about. Yeah, so it looks like we just did like a round robin around here with us. So we'll do the same thing tomorrow night.
It's easy to find.
If you guys
I've got
want
all
to go
the
ahead and,
evidence
sign up
to prove treason and
you guys wanna
sedition
get
in
on
all
the link,
50
we'll do
states
that. We'll put you guys in here.
by violating the
Those
Fourth
spot-
Amendment
last
right
time we just
of
did with
entering the
us,
home.
we did a couple extra people, but we'll do like a minute and a half to 2 minutes. If you guys want to get
One
in,
such story is unfolding now.
yeah,
My
we-
son, he's my world. He's 19. He's autistic, and he's in a residential treatment facility,
yeah,
wanting to come home. I've got
yeah, that's what we did. We went right around the gamut. So we'll do the same type format.
That you would be able to understand the pain unless you went through it, and I couldn't imagine
Very neat,
years
very pretty.
that I would be having to go
Very
through
nice.
this, and I'm just
Yeah, we had Obsidian was there. Herbert. Maybe we get Herbert to come
Listening to me.
We would do some Mr. President. Yeah, we got Herbert. Herbert's just waiting there for us like usual.
Fun, the quote unquote administrative process. Let's say having
Sure,
a
I mean,
symbiotic relationship with child protectors.
Administration understands what everybody has said.
Yep, and Tiff's even gonna stay up late. This was even cool right here. I
Darren
didn't even
comes back
realize that
on.
they were doing that. They were doing this.
So I hope that your administration understands what everybody has said here tonight. If you talk to be heard in a little crowd, but
So yeah,
it takes
that's what we did.
multiple voices to be heard all over the
Neil
place,
sent us in the
that we
pre-recorded
all work
video with him and
together
his son. It was really
to
good.
make this happen.
So make sure if you guys do something like that, that's cool too. Let's do it. Let's get our messages out there so that Trump knows that we are still fighting CPS and we're all right, perfect. Yes, just all these guys. Who's the GOAT? Do it. Get in on the chat, baby. If you want to join the show, you can hop on in. If you want to come on in and if you want to slam down CPS talk, more than welcome. Tonight. So yeah, we'll do it something just like that. If you guys got messages you want to send to him, let's do it. We're going to be on here at 8 o'clock. Send us an email at cpsbhuntingjustice@gmail.com if you guys want to do something pre-recorded. Go ahead and do that, and then send it there, and then I'll make sure I air it for the show tomorrow night also. So we got a couple of options for you to get in and get, but hopefully you at least do one of them because that's what we need. We need everybody out there, and we need everybody's voice, because what we need to show is unity in this movement. We need to stop with all this. I'm trying to get to the top of the mountain first. Who gives a shit who gets to the top of the mountain as long as the kids get off of the mountain? That's what's important. People need to stop with this. I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing this. Who gives a shit what you're doing? We need all of us together to do it, or it's not going to work. Look at everybody's just crumbling everywhere. Because they're trying to be better than who? They're not going to be better than the kids. Our children need to come home. They don't need you to try to be something that you're not. We just need to get the goddamn kids home and have them stop doing this to the families. Stop trying to race around like little hoot nannies and be like, oh, I'm number one in the CPS thing. Well, good for you. Hope you feel proud. Preying in on people that have, their misfortune trying to turn into something. Enough is enough, people. We've been preaching it for a long time on this station. Pack it up. Let's come together as a group, and then we'll get some shit done. Until we can do this, it's never going to happen. That was the whole idea when we came up with a CPS breaking news station. And I'm still here. I'm still doing this stuff. Was everybody had a place to come to. Everybody had a place to merge and talk about what's going on in CPS. That's what this place was all about. And it seems like people get on here for a little bit and then they just bounce off and they go do their own thing. Well, that's cool. Go do your own thing. You think you can do it better? That's fine. Do it better. I'll follow you. Please make it easier. I'll follow whoever's going to get us our kids home first. But anyway, that's about all that stuff. What's up, folks? What do we? I saw some really cool thing on Facebook today, and then I went back to try to find the damn thing. Of course, I couldn't. But it seems like RFK Jr. has been attacking Child Protective Services, and it's just been really they're not speaking out about this, and I wonder why. So it says here, Robert F. Kennedy has a complex relationship with Child Protective Services and child welfare, stemming from his role as HHS secretary and his past advocacy work. While he was emphasized the importance of protecting children, particularly from trafficking and abuse, his policies and past actions, particularly regarding vaccine mandates and his organizations of children's health defense, have drawn criticism from childhood advocates. RFK has publicly stated his commitment to protecting children from abuse and exploitation, including trafficking. He has also spoken about the need to address child poverty and improve access to quality early childhood education. Not just hitting up a teacher on there and just paying $18 an hour to sit there and babysit. No, we want real teachers. If they're going to teach, they need to teach. RFK Jr.'s past advocacy against vaccines and his promotion of misinformation about vaccine safety has led to concerns among child health advocates. They worry that his stance could undermine public health efforts and endanger kids. Why? Because the guy's speaking the truth. Right. Boom. Who was right? Because Social Security block grant. Focus on children's health care. Let's see. We cover it. Let's see here. All right. I get this damn thing on here. I don't know what it is. I can't get it to circle off. All right, let's check it. I've been letter to Robert F. Kennedy and UNH. An open letter to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on human rights for children. Okay. Chapter 3. Chapter 3 will go here. And we'll leave it this way, so we can address this. Alright. Come on, baby. Let's get this letter up here. Welcome to Medium. Create account. Oh, Lord. Sorry about this, guys. I probably don't want to freaking see this thing. Anyway, Robert F. Kennedy is, sleepy is right. Brenda, you want the link to the show? Come on in. So Robert F. Kennedy is definitely on our side. We're not watching the taillights go by. We're not watching anything. He's coming. They're coming. You guys, don't give up hope. Keep on fighting this thing. Keep on fighting like a son of a bitch, because these things, these are beautiful as long as they keep going, right? Like, that's the important thing. As long as we can keep this thing up and on two legs. And yeah, I will admit I've been tired lately. Of course, my narcolepsy doesn't help this thing. So if you see me start, my eye goes this way and I start to get a little tired, that's the narcolepsy. You give me a yell, holler at me or something, I got to stand up. When that happens, please let me know. That's right. Patrick Henry, give us liberty, give us death. Don't tread on me, all that good stuff. Yep, it is good stuff. And I'm going to send you that link right now. Anybody that's emailed me, I've had a situation at the house here the past couple of days that I hadn't been able to retrieve those. But I'm answering all of them now, and I have started some today, and I will do some tomorrow, and it'll be good. So please keep the emails coming. I try to do the best I can with what we're doing, guys. It's a lot to be done here in this fight and in this channel. I got a lot of cool things that are getting ready to come up. I can't tell you about them yet, but I will tell you this: they're freaking awesome. You're gonna be so damn excited about this that you're gonna be like, wow, you know what? Forget about it. This guy's all right. Look forward to that coming up. Oh man, I can't wait. I've been working on this for like 2 years, guys, and it is so awesome, so smooth now. Everything's running particularly well. I shouldn't have said that, right? Now I'm going to do a buttload of problems here. Oh, Brenda. Let's see here. Texas. Let's see what Texas says here. Hello, Texas. It's right. Texas say. Texas Supreme Court rules. Well, that's scary. Let's show you this real quick. What's happening? Let me see. Let's see. Google News search. That is. Here is the headline, folks, guys. Higher turnover exacerbates staffing needs in Louisiana's Child Welfare Agency, audit finds. Extensive criminal history is enough to terminate parental rights, Texas Supreme Court rules. With states and tribes left unattended, fired federal child welfare workers remain on paid leave. Keep your kids safe. Let's do the Department of Human Services. And what they have to say about keeping your kids safe. McDowell County Social Services Director, Child Protective Services Manager resigned after months on leave. All right, this is back a little bit. Let's see what they got for this little hooligan here. All right. Director of this. I'll take them all, please. All right. The director of the McDowell County Department of Social Services and the Child Protective Services Program Manager have resigned from their positions after months on administrative leave. All right. They resigned to seek employment elsewhere, they say. Yeah, sure. Absolutely not. Those people were fired like no tomorrow. But hey, what do we know, right? We are just dumb journalists that are trying to pop some news stories to get a rating on YouTube. I'm not even close to being serious about that comment, obviously. We do our best to try to get the information to you guys and do some things. And I just want to bust out and tell you guys what I've got going on, but I can't. Hey, on my Fight CPS too, on my Facebook, I have a new group that I put on there. It's called CPS Breaking News. Sorry about that. It's got all kinds of information and other stuff that's on there. Oh, check this. I'm going to go back to the Allie Carter stuff, guys, for a minute. We got to support her. So I can never guarantee what she's going to say or what comes out or whatever, because some of the stuff is pretty gruesome. But the idea of that is to make sure that everybody's aware and paying attention to what is going on. Let's see here. It's 7 hours. Do you guys remember my friend Sylvia Beatty? She was right here on oh, Screwball. No. But you know what, guys, this is great. To talk about CPS is if you can get through Allie Carter, how gruesome some of the
to the
stuff.
things that I know myself. I stopped looking for those answers when I was adopted, and I don't need those answers, but I tried to look anyways. I went back to St. Bernardine's Hospital. I started looking for answers, and I didn't know what I was looking for. I didn't know if I wanted that answer. I have my mom, and I know who my mother is. Shelly Carter, I know who my mother is, but I just wanted answers. And she kept telling me she would give them to me, and she lied once again. Everybody thinks that it's your elite predators, your celebrities, your blue check mark, your political suits, your very credible people that you're supposed to be scared of, or you think that that's the only people that are involved in corruption, like Child Protective Services or secret societies, military and government corruption. You think that that's it, and it's not. And that's what they want you to think. They know that you don't know. But it's not just your elite celebrities. It's your everyday people. It's your lawyers, your doctors, your pediatricians that you take your children to, your everyday neighbor, your teachers, your daycare facilitators.
Everyone.
My babysitter had the keys to the elementary schools in her area. My surrogate, I don't call her a mother, my surrogate, she took her to court. She went to court with it and she lost the case. And then I wondered, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Why did everybody treat me like I did something wrong at 4 years old? Why did everybody treat me like it was my fault? In the courtroom, they made her shake her purse out and give her the last bit of change that she had in her wallet because she said she didn't give her the rest of the money for that day. And she did. And then she took me home and beat me because she lost the case. Everything became something that was normal since that day.
Here we go.
That day never leaves me. And
I'm a teacher. I wanted to be a social worker. A month before I graduated college, I put in for an application to be a Child Protective Services investigator. When I got there, there were hundreds of people applying for the same position. I asked for the conservatorship position because I had done a lot of research on different titles at CPS. Conservatorship reunites families back together, and that is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to remove any children from their home. That's not what I wanted my job title to be. So I asked for that position. And a month later, they offered it to me, and I was thrilled beyond thrilled. I thought that I would retire as a CPS
Ah, yes, Margaret. Margaret, I love you, Margaret.
conservatorship. I thought that I would reunite so many families back together, but I was wrong. I started out with cases that involved
Come on, baby.
and some kind
Come on.
of like some minor things, I guess you would compare to cases that I ended up getting. I did that for a while, and then I got transferred to the Children's Advocacy Center. These were the cases that were on the news. Really, really difficult, hard, very dark cases that stuck out to me, and I still have not ever forgotten. It was a case of a 3-year-old little girl who was being trafficked out of a hotel by her mother and her mother's boyfriend. She then moved to a foster home, and that foster home then trafficked her. It was on a Friday that I found this out. Me and the CPS attorney had collaborated together, and we wanted to remove the child immediately from the home. However, we were told that we had to keep the child there until the Monday that the judge would be back into the courtroom. So the whole entire weekend, the child would have to stay at that foster home. So obviously my mind went in all kinds of directions, and I wanted to immediately go over there, grab her up, take her home, and wait for Monday to talk to the judge. And I was told if I did this, then I would go to jail for kidnapping, and that the child would immediately
This is ridiculous.
go back to the foster home that they were being trafficked out of, and the process would have to start all over again. So I talked to my supervisor and begged her, how can we get this child out of the situation right now? Like I can work on all of the paperwork while she's with me. That's fine. You know, like I'm okay with that. I just need her out of that situation. I'm her caseworker. Can't I go pick her up for a few days and keep her with me? The answer was no. Trust me, I was going to break the law and go pick up that child anyways. But I knew what would happen if I did, and it would not be good for her. So I worked all weekend long on the paperwork, looking for her a new home, everything. And finally, Monday came, and I got to remove that child, and I honestly don't even remember, or not remember, but I don't know what ended up happening to that foster home. But I am thinking about this right now. It never left my mind, but I'm thinking about this right now because of everything that's coming out about CPS being involved with supplying the children. This was the case that made me leave CPS for good. I couldn't believe that I had to leave that child in that situation for even just a few more minutes, let alone a whole weekend. Really making me wonder some things. But you know, CPS, a lot of the caseworkers, they use their power for no good. Obviously that's coming out, but I'll tell you about a caseworker that I went and told on. I shared an office with her, and she was very angry at a dad in court who I guess had gotten close to her, was yelling at her, and some spit flew from his mouth and landed on her face. She told me that she was going to keep his son away from him because of that. Could not believe my ears. She was laughing about it. Some people who get put in powerful positions really abuse it, and I wasn't going to let her get away with that. I was just not going to let her get away with that. So I went to my supervisor, and then I filed a report on her. I don't know what ended up happening with that either. But CPS is very shady. And when I decided to leave, they actually harassed me. They showed up at my home. They taped notes to my door. They withheld money from me that I earned, like taking the tolls and gas money that they're supposed to reimburse. CPS is all around corrupt, and I'm glad to see that it's about to get taken down.
Oh, yeah.
I learned the history of CPS on Fall of the Cabal just this year, and it's been several years since I've worked at CPS, and it made me sick to my stomach. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe I thought I was making some huge difference and went and worked for CPS because I wanted to save the children of the world who have been abused, when really they're the ones who are supplying the children in the most horrific abusive situations.
All right, Follow the Cabal, huh? To check that out. And Brenda, I just sent you the link. I believe, yes, I did. So, Miss Brenda, if you want to be in here, you can be here. Follow the Cabal, huh? Are you guys familiar with that? Just Follow the Cabal. I don't know anything about the.
This looks amazing, especially from the outside. It looks like it looks like a dream world. There is a ton of work that goes into it. Most people won't be able to do it. Let's just be real. I think what it is on the show, the vast majority of people can't go this far with it. No. What would somebody do? Even that's in a city, like what would your advice be?
Let's see.
People to like adopt some of these principles and say,
our oldest daughter lives in Brooklyn,
okay.
in an apartment on the third floor. So when she chose an apartment, she chose one that had a little bit of a balcony. And she has raspberries, tomatoes, basil, all the time out there, as much as she can. Some of it comes in when it gets too cold.
Let's see here.
She keeps her compost.
Looking for one more here.
It's just a little thing, but it actually keeps her souls. The biggest reason why she's doing that. I think she is stressed about the state of the world in many ways. And it feels to her like this is a little way that she can stay in touch with nature and do something for herself.
It also breaks the illusion of that supposed self.
Oh man, I'll see. I'm trying to look for this one video. Of course, you find these things earlier that I can show you guys.
Do something, build your own reference based on stuff. It's a little less external thing you have to bring into your life, but it also is an incredible thing of that it makes something for you at the chronic level, at the spiritual level.
Where the hell is this?
That's about being part of the cause of real. And then, like, what is happening?
This might be it.
What an opportunity. What a change. You got us 10 years ago,
See here.
2018. Oh man, we got to change the world. Well, the world changed. We did it for us. So now here we are. So let's get our asses into here and, keep on moving. Mollison said the problem is the solution.
Here we go.
The problem is the solution. His example is he's going down the road in Australia somewhere, he goes around a curve, and lantana, which is a thorny plant, and we have it here, is a crop in cow pastures because it keeps the grass from growing, and the cows don't eat it, so it's lantana pastures get bigger and bigger. And he's going around this curve.
What is going on here tonight, guys? Sorry about this. I'll refresh here and try that. This is just, I swear that they do this stuff on purpose, man. They really do. They know we're going to play stuff, or I know I'm going to try to play stuff, and then they just jam it up like this. Really makes me mad. But, what can we do?
Part 2. Hey guys, it's your Uncle Mike, and this is part 2 of the Ally Carter story. Now, before we go any further, if you didn't watch part 1 yet, stop right here and go check that out first. I don't want you getting lost or guessing how Ally ended up where she is, or who's who in this story. See, a lot of people been hitting me up asking, Uncle Mike, where's Ally? What happened to her? Is she safe? So I want to be real clear from the jump. I've never spoken to Ally Carter, never met her, never talked to her family, not even her stepmom. I'm just like y'all, watching these videos, hearing her words, hearing her stepmom's words, and hoping this young...
She told them about the shouting, the pushing, the fear. One of them looked her dead in the eye.
I don't want to do that. All right, here we go.
Typical things that you could find by reading the news. It showed us how ridiculously dependent we are on
Let's see here.
And permaculture is all about designing systems that, like I said, instead of taking it from these roots, like circular, and you have to pay attention to that.
First child.
Special documentary, and this documentary is going to talk about not only some of the corruption that's going on in Oklahoma, but maybe some of you guys in some of your counties and cities can relate to some of the things that the people are going to talk about in this documentary. But I have to give a very special shout out to Dana Brockway with the NAACP, as well as the Dear John, Justice or Nothing, for her to be able to take her time and put together this documentary to just kind of highlight some of the struggles and things that these people are facing, and people are facing in the comment section. Thank you guys. So here we go.
As we listen to the cries of children, our hearts naturally hurt for them. Some of those cries come from the natural events of life. Falling off a bicycle, roughhousing with siblings, not getting that extra piece of sugar and throwing a tantrum. Those cries a parent knows are fixable. Those cries are life events. As a parent, we calm the child down. The parent can comfort and hug away the pain. But what happens when a parent can't reach out to comfort their child? What happens when that pain is caused by the state agency intentionally placing children in dangerous homes? You end up with the result of countless children suffering physical and emotional abuse. My name is Dana Brockway. I'm the Executive Director of Dear John, Justice or Nothing. We will explore and listen to the stories of families, children, social workers, and caseworker investigators who have worked within that system. Parents who will give the accounting of hurt and harm not only to themselves, to the division of their family, but to the hurt and harm to their children.
Our kids were taken on a false domestic abuse charge, and me and my wife had some things going on in our relationship. I cheated on her. She sent me to jail behind that. DHS came and talked to us about it. They investigated. They found nothing warranting domestic abuse. 2.5 months later, they came out to the home at like 8 o'clock at night and they took our kids. It was for termination of my rights and my wife's parental rights because DHS told her several times to file a VPO and divorce me, and she said no, so they told her that they would terminate her rights as well.
We have lots of questions and they have not been answered. They're still not getting answered.
When we push to get our questions answered, the first thing is that I'm the aggressor, and the second thing is that they remind us that they're pushing for termination. They're telling me I'm not doing what I need to do to get my kids. They're telling me I'm not a good father. They're telling me all kinds of negative stuff, and then telling me I need to be positive. It's extremely frustrating.
And to add to that, now we're not good parents. Now we're this. Now we have to take parenting classes. When we won the first trial, we never had to take parenting classes. That was one thing they said that we were great at. Making sure that our kids were fed, clothed, cleaned, everything. We're good parents.
They appeared on my doorstep one morning out of a clear blue sky and said that medical professionals were concerned that I might be causing the illnesses that she was presenting to the doctors with. She had had a string of illnesses that they hadn't been able to pinpoint a diagnosis for. She had had unexplained bleeding from her stomach. She was vomiting blood. She was having GI tract blood, and she was having blood coming out of her eyeballs. Also developmental and behavioral problems, which were at times quite severe. So from the time that I took custody of her at the age of about 5.5 months of life, she had displayed a number of alarming traits. At first, they claimed that I was causing the symptoms, and then they realized that there was no way anybody could fake lab tests that were showing that she had a variety of ailments. And then they claimed that it was Munchausen by proxy, which is a diagnosis that says the parent is faking the child's symptoms to get attention, or sometimes to get money. When they took her from me, first of all, I fought, with every ounce of my being, their removal from my house. It was highly traumatic. They literally snatched her. She was in the hospital 2 days before Christmas, and they asked me to leave the room, to go down to the registration desk. It was a put-up kind of thing. And then they had social workers and police come in and bar me from the room, leaving the child screaming, crying. I mean, screaming bloody murder. And then they threatened to restrain and sedate her if she didn't stop screaming.
My husband and I were separated, and I was just moved into an apartment. I've been there maybe 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. And he had bought me a van. The van broke down, whatever. I needed him to bring back my car, my other car. And so we had made arrangements for him to come in the morning and bring the car. Him and my son got into a verbal altercation that escalated with a lot of loud shouting, and my son initially attacked my husband with me in the middle trying to break it up. That caused neighbors to call in, and of course me asking for help. That call initially is what led to the DHS social workers coming out and removing the children. The boys were initially together. The baby girl was alone. The oldest girl was alone. Elijah was AWOL for some time. And then they eventually joined. The only time they were all together was once under kinship.
The state of Oklahoma entered a settlement agreement in 2012. It was mandated to correct the hurtful and harmful actions that jeopardize the safety and well-being of our children. That Pinnacle Plan agreement currently under 2020 is still violating parents' and children's rights, protectiveness, and securities. Part of that Pinnacle Plan says that you were supposed to have a lower caseload. Did that happen?
Only for a few months.
And then what happened after that few months?
I've had this almost double the caseload that the Pinnacle Plan is asking for.
They'll have supervisors move cases under vacant caseloads, which is when somebody has left the department. People that would be on family medical leave, cases would go under there. They put somebody that didn't have as many under their caseload, they'd move them around just to make it look like they're meeting the standards that they're supposed to be. It is completely unreasonable to expect that these workers can day in and day out handle a caseload that's twice the size of what a standard caseload should be.
There were times that workers are up for 24 to 48 hours straight with no sleep and hazard conditions trying to find placement for these kids.
They've been confronted previously with the Pinnacle Agreement by showing disproportional lawbreakers on their behalf as far as the department is concerned. And this day and time, they continue to perpetuate that same type of activity. We've had numerous of families to come to us with concerns, and for whatever reason, they are not being addressed. We've taken them to the highest sources in those particular departments. We've met with directors, we've met with supervisors, we've met with case managers, we've met with case workers. We've had sit-down meetings with them on a regular, ongoing basis, and for whatever reason, we're not getting the proper justice that we think we do need and what's expected of the department.
One of the larger problems that we are seeing is failed kinship or reunification. Those are structures that are paramount as a right to the child and for the benefit of a parent.
Social workers say to me that they don't trust kinship placement because if the parent has problems, they say, well, that parent came from someplace. And so if the parent is suspect, then the grandparents or the extended family is.
There's a lot of times we have viable kinship options, but we're not placing the children in that home this child had not been placed back in the home with the father, who had been doing everything that he asked for, because the grandmother lived in the home and she had history herself. Now, the history was 20 years old, and this grandmother was on oxygen, had stage 4 cancer, and they simply weren't returning the home because of her 20-year-old meth charge and her own history with DHS. The father's put in a position to where he has to either move out of the home where he's taking care of his mother or not get his kid back.
I'm denied kinship foster placement on my grandchild, but they gave me custody of my cousin. When I asked them, when they rejected me and they sent me a termination letter, I asked them, is there anything I can do? Is there any recourse I can do? Can I file another form? They said, no, there's nothing you can do at this point in time. What I do realize is Oklahoma DHS does what they want to do. I've seen them remove children from the home, return them back, and terminate the father's rights. But then the mother gives the children to the father. DHS comes back out, finds the children are not in the home, but they still allow them to live and be raised by the terminated father.
There's a lot of biases within the agency that they have against parents. If a parent speaks up for their child or for themselves, DHS looks at them as being combative with them and that they just need to be accountable and do what they need to do. They don't want to hear any pushback.
Back to this vague, elusive behavior. We don't know what that is. To me, that's advocating for yourself, standing up and having the nerve to say or point out that we're crooked. So as long as you keep doing that, we're just going to keep dragging you. And that's ultimately what that means. That's what that meant, and that's what they are attempting to do.
Individual service plan. It is a tool that is supposed to be for the benefit of the parent, to give them the equipment needed to be better parents. What we found is that it obstructs the benefit of the parenting in itself because it is a tool that requires money.
It is the DHS policy to place them in kinship, but sometimes between CASA and the court system and DHS, the parent is just overwhelmed with services. It's not realistic for them to finish their services within the 6 months or 9 months, because it usually takes 2 to 3 months to get them to understand that they have to do their services to get their children back.
I met them, I went and visited them the first time. They was about 3 months old, and really scared me because one person, 2 kids, but the more that I went to go and see them, the more I adapted to being able to handle and take care of 2 kids at one time. And we bonded. I mean, we really bonded, and I'm still feeling real bad about it even to this day while my children are not with me. And I've done everything that these people ask me. Every time I complete a program, they throw another one out there. Doing the whole battery of the 3-year test, I think one came back, they said dirty, but then come back clean right after that. And the first one I knew was dirty with alcohol. I don't have any drug test that was dirty during the whole time that I was in there. Because when I went in there, they told me they was testing me for drugs. And I'm like, okay, no problem with that. And I'm working, I'm doing oil field work, I'm working out in the field. So yeah, I would drink a beer in the evening or maybe have me a shot of liquor. I did that. And they switched my test. Just one day I come in and say, oh no, we're switching him over to this. And that's when they got the dirty UA. But after that, they didn't get any more dirty UAs. It's overwhelming, you know what I'm saying, for me to pull all that I have off into this. I think I done spent almost $50,000 and I'm nowhere near wealthy.
A lot of our clients, they don't have the financial means, they don't have the transportation that they need to get to these services. They also have to work and support themselves, and we have them going in so many different directions. They're made to choose to support themselves financially or to go to services.
It's just another racket, and it's planned failure. It's absolutely planned failure. What kind of sense does it make to tell a family you have to choose between paying your electric bill and getting drug tested? You have to choose between buying food or gas to get back and forth to work and getting drug tested. It's absolutely punitive, and it's also racist, given the fact that people of color are at the bottom of the economic ladder in this country. So that might not be the way you planned it, but that's the way it is.
We have to pay out of pocket for most of our services.
And what happens if you don't pay that money?
We fail. They will kick us out.
So for my domestic violence class that I already completed, it's a 52-week course. You have to pay $100 to get in and $100 to get out, and then $25 for each of those 52 weeks. So that's already $200 off tops for the entrance and the exit fee, and then 25 times 52. I'm not a math wizard, but I'm thinking that's like $1,500. Yeah, I paid it the first time and completed the class, got a recommendation in flying colors. When I went to trial, the dude who wrote my recommendation, I can't remember his name, but he did not teach the class. I believe his name was Phil. He did not teach the class ever, but he's the one who wrote my court reports. And you know, at first he would write bad reports. Near the end, he wrote good reports. And then my graduation report was an excellent report. But then when he came to court, he said that he thinks I should be back in the BIT program. And after the trial, they put me back in the BIT program.
I think it was the day after I had my son, so probably March 30th. They came in and it was like, okay, the medical court came back positive. I said, for what? They said methamphetamines, marijuana, and also opiates. And so when I asked her, you know, well, I don't do drugs, you know what I mean? So, you know, what's going on? She's like, I don't know. Well, we have a court order right here, take your kids. For the past 3 years, all my UAs have been negative. But for some reason, when I go take a hair follicle, my hair follicles from DATO come back positive. So I go somewhere else of my own choosing, and my hair follicles come back negative. And they're both within the same time period. They got harder on me. They made me take more classes, which, remind you, I've been taking classes the whole 3 years. I've completed them all. They made me take more classes. They started more lies, you know, saying that, you know, someone in my home sexually abused him, which they didn't. Just pinning everything on me that really happened in their care, trying to take it off of themselves.
I believe it's called a Family Functioning Assessment, FFA, where I sit down with my caseworker at the time and we revise a plan. I told her everything in my life and every little thing that I've used or anything that I've endured, all of my problems, thinking that I was going to get help. She used that FFA assessment to create my ISP, and in my ISP there were a lot of things that needed to be done. I will say that, but then there were a lot of things that were put on there that I don't believe should have been allowed, and I at this time now feel like that it was put together to overwhelm me. I needed to get my dental work done and completed. I need to pay down all of my fines to get my children back. I need to get on birth control.
CASA workers in permanency.
Does any of that stuff sound familiar to you guys? I mean, this is just absolutely asinine. First of all, if CPS asks you, or they tell you that you need services, they're supposed to pay for that. First and foremost, they're supposed to pay for that stuff. You're not supposed to pay a dime. Secondly, I cannot believe the amount of people that they have doing drug tests and hair follicle tests. It's absolutely disgusting, and it needs to stop. But I mean, this is the same rigmarole that they do to everybody. They put you in one end of the spit. You know, you start out, you're their best friend. By the end of it, they spit you out. They've thrown you out. You're a piece of trash. You're not worthy of being a parent. You've been a domestic abuser. You've been a drug user. You've been this. You've been that. You've been this. You've been that. You've been all these things. But, you know, when you first met, you were the perfect parent. Once the foster parents fell in love with your kid a little bit more and this and that, and they started to want to adopt them, and the money's headlights went on, and so did your relationship go right down the spinner with you. But, yeah, guys, listen, this is a real deal. This is a real fight. We're trying to make this a little bit more real so people are starting to pay attention a little bit and and understand that this isn't just them going after and taking our kids. It's the things that they're doing to our kids, the torture that our kids are going through. Hopefully not yours. Hopefully yours are just going off with some other family, and that's what they're dealing with. But in the reality of this, there's a bigger picture, guys. So my last thoughts are this: keep working together, guys. Keep promoting us. Keep promoting our causes. Stay good to one another. We don't need to be trying to outdo another or anything else. This isn't the place for that. This is not where you go to outdo somebody or try to be the best or the better of anybody else. We're not going to get our kids back that way, guys. We're going to get our kids back by unity. We're going to get our kids back by letting these son of a bitches know that we know what they're doing and that it's wrong what they're doing. We're going to get our kids back by showing them that we are the people. We are the people. They work for us. They are a government entity, if they're even that. They're mostly privatized. But enough is enough. It's time that we stand up to them. Because they don't even have the damn authority to do what they're doing. So don't forget, tomorrow night, guys, Donald Trump, 8 o'clock. Let's leave him a message that he'll hear. We'll send it right from here, right there live. Mr. Trump, listen to us talk, please, because someone needs to. Because even though this thing is cracking, it's not cracking fast enough because my kid's still not home yet, and I know none of yours are either. So, guys, be here tomorrow night, please, and thank you guys for everything. See y'all tomorrow night.
Getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate, separate and segregate. Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate. The values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, oh, we just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, lion not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheap. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting and then I'll pray for forgiveness.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now say you